Hey guys, and welcome back again to Trying to with Leah. If you are new here, welcome. I am extremely glad that you're here. This channel is all about healing, growth, and trying every single day to be a better person, to do better things, and to have a better perspective on the world around us. So, today we are talking about something that sounds simple, but it can completely change your life if you really lean into it. And that is trying to view problems as obstacles to overcome. So, I think that for most of us, when a problem shows up, our first instinct is how do I fix this as fast as possible? How do I get this out of my way with the least amount of pain or struggle? We kind of treat problems like annoyances or interruptions, like things that are blocking us from getting to where we want to go. And I get it because when something goes wrong, it does feel like it's literally standing directly in your path. So naturally, we try to push it aside, rush through it, or avoid it completely. But what if that mindset is actually what keeps us stuck? Because here's the thing, an obstacle isn't just something in your way. An obstacle is something that's meant to be overcome, not avoided, not rushed through, not resented, overcome. So let's do a little thought experiment. What if every problem you face is actually a test, a little quiz designed just for you? And it's a moment that's designed to ask you, who are you going to be right now? What if it's not about the problem itself, but it's all about your response to it? Because if you think about it, most of us don't actually regret the problem. We regret how we handled it. We regret the words that we said, the way that we acted, the version of ourselves that showed up in that moment. So, what if instead of reacting automatically with frustration, annoyance, or anger, we paused and asked, what would the better version of me do right now? The version of you that has more wisdom, more patience, more compassion, and more self respect. What would they do? Because here's something that I've noticed. A lot of people struggle with loving themselves and being proud of themselves. And honestly, that does make sense because when you repeatedly respond to situations in ways that you are not proud of, you start to build this cycle. You mess up, you feel bad about yourself, you make another poor choice, and you feel even worse. And it just continues and spirals downward. Self doubt, self criticism, self hatred, even. But what if we flipped that? What if instead of spiraling down, we started spiraling up? You handle something well, you feel proud of it. That pride builds confidence, and then that confidence leads to better decisions, which then leads to more pride and more confidence. And suddenly you're building something completely different: self love, self respect, self trust. It took me a long time to get to a place where I can say this honestly. I love who I am. I'm proud of who I am, and not because I've been perfect, because that's definitely not the case, but because I continue to try. I have made a lot of mistakes and I've had some very embarrassing moments. I still trip over my words. I am definitely still a chronic klutz, but my life has also been chaos in ways that has forced me to grow. I've experienced deep loss, lots of medical trauma and fertility issues. I've learned how to raise an autistic child and deal with changing careers over and over again. I have faced setback after setback, and there came a point in my life where I just said, enough is enough. I am tired of living in struggle mode. And that's when I started changing things and changing my life. I have now lost over 90 pounds. I've become healthier, both physically and mentally, than I ever have been. I let go of habits and vices that were holding me back for decades and replaced them with peace, self care, and intention. And now I get to pursue my dreams. I am writing my book series and I'm here talking to you guys. But through all of that, I really did start to see something very differently. I wasn't just dealing with problems, I was being shaped by obstacles. There's a quote that I have always loved: the meaning of life is whatever meaning you give it. And that really has stuck with me because you get to decide what your story is no matter where you are in that story. You can tell your life story like this: this is what happened to me. These are the problems that I faced, and this is what it turned me into. Or you can tell it like this: this is what happened for me. These are the obstacles that I overcame, and this is who I became because I refused to stay down. Same life, but a completely different meaning. And that meaning changes everything. So let's make this real for a second. Say something goes wrong: a mistake at a hotel, a delay, someone being rude to you. Your old response would be frustration, snapping, complaining, something like that. Your new response: pause and ask yourself, what would the better version of me want to do right now? Maybe they would respond with patience. Maybe they'd show a little bit of grace. Maybe they would choose kindness, even when it's not deserved. And sure, maybe nothing happens, no reward or recognition, but maybe you get a small moment where you think, wow, I'm actually pretty proud of how I handled that. And that moment is everything because when nobody else sees you, you see you. And that is why self love matters so much, because there are going to be times when nobody is clapping for you. No one notices your growth. No one rewards your efforts. And in those moments, you have to be the one that says, I see you and I'm proud of you. I truly believe that that is part of why we're here, is to learn how to love ourselves, to learn that we are worthy of love, and to realize that we can give that love to ourselves even when others don't. So this week, I want you to try something for me. When you face a problem, don't just see it as something in your way, see it as an opportunity. Ask yourself, how would the version of me that I want to become handle this? And then try. Just try to respond that way. And if you feel comfortable, please share in the comments. What obstacles are you facing right now? Because the truth is, we all feel alone sometimes, but we're not. And if anything that I've shared helps even one person, that makes all of it worth it. So I love you guys, and I will see you in the next one, and keep continuing to try.